Hey everybody, and welcome to the 23rd episode of the Giant Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Macmillan. With me, as always, your co-host, Sean Guy.
Howdy.
And the Odyssey himself, Kosta Hatzivalsamis.
Hi, Odyssey himself.
Back for a third time. We did have Iona, was meant to be on this one, but she got held up at work, unfortunately.
Is this only your third one?
No, sorry, third one this season. I don't know.
Well, it's our third one this season too.
Yeah. Oh, true, yeah. For the first time ever, yeah, the 23rd episode.
Woohoo!
Oh, I sound like a right wanker.
It's too late to fix that,
It's a
Jack.
milestone. It's fine, you know.
Yeah. No, I just meant my voice seems to have changed, I think, now that it's like being recorded.
No, you've sounded like a right wanker since episode 1.
Yeah, true.
Just Ira wanker.
He's laughing, guys, not crying. You can't see.
So wait, what were we just talking about?
We were just talking about having a podcast topic of our deepest, darkest fears. And it made me think of Stephen King. Stephen King did this AMA on Reddit like a few years ago. And somebody asked him, Stephen King, what's your biggest fear? And he said, Alzheimer's. and they were just like, oh, I was expecting something with more teeth. He's like the master of horror, but he's just like, no, I just don't want Alzheimer's.
I've been rewatching Archer again, and there's like a line like that, like his 3 biggest fears. It's like number 1, crocodiles, and then number 2 is like brain aneurysms, and he's like, they could come at any time, Lana.
That's such a clever show. I love that show.
Oh, no, because I was going to say, what is it? What were we just talking about before the show?
Well, if we were talking about podcast topics, and like one of our topics could be like deepest, darkest secrets.
Yeah, no, not that. I was trying to think of something like...
Before that?
Yeah, because I was going to lead into something, then I hit record, hoping that I would still remember, but now I can't.
We were talking about your love life?
Ooh. Yeah, let's not go there.
That was a short conversation.
Non-existent. No, because I was going to say, do you ever get this, like... Oh, no, it was, we were talking about, yeah, like when your parents were like, oh, you'll have your time. Like,
oh, yeah,
or like, oh, the right girl will come along eventually, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whatever, like... I hate it almost when it's stuff like that said, but in like a creative sense. Like, I feel like I still have family members like that are like, "Oh, remember me when you get big," or like, "Pay me back when you're a big famous director and invite me to the premiere," and stuff like that. And the older I've got, the more it kind of grates me, I guess. Because when you're a kid and hopeful, you're like, "I will," like, "Of course I won't forget you," like auntie, whatever. And then like now I'm like, yeah, look, I don't know if it's
gonna
happening. And it's almost like a contract, like a little bit, or like I almost feel worse, like I've disappointed my whole family. Like,
oh, jeez, that's
like,
such a dark way of thinking about it.
Well, it's just like, you know, they built you up, like, oh, I remember when you're famous, and then you're like, well, I'm not famous. Like,
when I was a kid and I was writing, we used to joke that, and my sister did a bit of acting. She was quite good. She was in like school performances, and you know, but we always had this thing that like I would write all these like big Hollywood scripts, and Caitlin would like star in them, and I'm like, not only have I not written any scripts for movies or anything, I mean it could happen one day, but like even if it did, none of them star like, you know, young women. So if I've let everyone down, I'll have to go home and write one now.
Speaking of those like little mini contracts, I've always found the bouquets at weddings really bizarre.
Have you ever caught one?
Oh no, I've always been trampled, but
by the single women. Yeah. All men.
But yeah, I just think it's really bizarre because you know they throw it, and then whoever catches it is getting married next.
Yeah.
I just think that's a weird pressure if you're...
Pressure, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
If your boyfriend or girlfriend like sees you catch it and then it's like, well, TikTok, motherfucker. You know.
One of my favorite sketches, I remember.
Imagine if they did that at funerals.
Well, that's the old joke, isn't it? When when your grandmother leans over at the wedding and says, "You're next," and so you do the same thing to her at, you know, the funeral or whatever. You're next.
I like your grandmother says it to you. Like,
well, I don't know. That's just the meme.
No, it's like, you're next. You're like, I'm not so sure about that one, Grandma. Like, or something.
I like the idea of all your like aunts and uncles watching this podcast because they support you and love you so much, Jack. And then they're going to turn around and say, hey, look, he's chickening out of that contract. Now I'll never get to go to the Oscars.
We paid for... Yeah, well, that's the other thing. It's like, you know, they helped me through uni and school and all that stuff. And they always, you know, parents, I feel, always try and support what you're into. like how like my brother wanted to play drums at one point, and like we bought him a drum kit, and then he gave it up pretty quick. Well, in my mind, actually, I don't know. He might defend himself. He might have done it for a couple of years.
But it feels like a short time.
Yeah, it's just like you don't want to like stifle their creativity, so you want to like give them the assets.
The interesting one that happened to me just recently.
I guess a child is like an investment, is what I'm getting at. You want that return on investment.
Better pay off, yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Put me in a good home.
The one I had just recently is because I've just had my book published, and it's self-published, so it costs a lot of money to do, and I'm not getting a lot back from it, a little bit. But it's interesting because, and most of my family have been really good, so it's not really them I'm even talking about, but there have been some people who have been like, I won't name any names, just a couple of people who are like, oh, look, I've supported you and I've, been your mate or whatever for so long, like, can I have a free copy? And it's like, and with this, it's like, yes, you've supported me, like, and given me your feedback and encouragement, I guess, to some extent, but like, this is the first time I've ever actually asked for like, like some sort of monetary support. Like, it's not like I'm just asking for your money so I can go and do my own thing. Like, I'm not asking for handouts. It's like, if you want a copy of my book, the least you should do is pay for it, because I've paid for it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to like, not even make money really, just like get a return on all the money I put in, Anyway.
Money and friends is weird.
I was just about to say, it is very, it is weird.
But I feel shitty about all the freebies I've given away, because I've given away heaps, and like...
Speaking of which, could I get one?
Yeah,
later
nice.
on?
You
No.
can get mates rates or something.
Nice.
That's what that means, right? Mates rates.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Because you're mates, he'll give you a discount.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
there's
Yeah.
not some other meaning to that term.
No. What did you think there was?
I don't know. Sometimes I hear it in certain contexts, and I'm like, maybe it doesn't mean what I think it means, but surely it just means
No,
that.
it just means like giving your friends a discount.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There's not some. It's not. Yeah, there's no contract that gets signed up or anything. The money thing's weird. I remember a friend of mine. He was like a camera guy down south in Melbourne, and he just posted on Facebook, and he was like, "Hey, I'm basically." I can't remember how he did it, but he like basically was asking for money to put towards a new camera, and he was just asking it on Facebook, and he was like,
Yeah.
gonna. I think he made maybe like a little fund me thing, like GoFundMe or Indiegogo or something like that, and he was just looking for a bit of money. But I was like, I don't know if I could do that, like asking friends for money. And I get you're not asking for a lot, like, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just weird, like asking, like it's like, I
think
like why do you get the money, or like what do I
get from it?
Yeah,
It's different
or-
if they're like a YouTuber who you've watched for years and they've started small and you've
Exact-
enjoyed their
yes.
content, and then they're like, hey, look, I'm trying to upgrade. You've gotten 3 years of material for free. Like, would you consider putting in $10?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I pay for the movies. I'd be happy to give you some money
Yeah,
for all the content
absolutely.
that I watch. It's just weird, I guess, when it's out of the blue. Like, I don't know. I don't think I could do that.
It's harder
I
with
would
people
I would
you
love
know,
to do
too.
that, but it's like I was like, you're my age. Like everyone's kind of broke. Like yeah. His wasn't too bad because at least he was like being quite honest and open. Like he wanted, it was clear what he wanted. It was like, I'm buying a camera.
Yeah.
To further my because he's like, I can get more work and I can do all this stuff, and it was like, fuck, I would love to support you, but it's like I'm trying to support myself at the moment as well. There was this other time though, I just remembered it now actually. There was a girl who she wanted money for flights to LA to like audition, and I was like, audition? So it's not certain that you'll get the part. It's like you want money for flights for an opportunity for this chance. But she didn't have like
for
a
a holiday.
She didn't have like yeah, basically that's what it felt like. And I was like, not to sound super critical, because you want to follow your dreams, but I wish she didn't even have like a show reel or anything up.
Yeah.
Like I was like, if you need to convince me why, I think
absolutely.
you should. Then again, I don't know. I feel like if you're really good mates, you don't need convincing. But she wasn't like that close.
I feel like I would be less likely to give my money to really good mates. Like, I don't know if that's...
Really?
Maybe that's just like a psychological thing. But like, if my friends came up to me and said, like, Sean, can I have like $50? I'd be like, what? Why? Whereas like, if a stranger did and I'd seen what they'd been working on, maybe I'd be more likely. But with friends, it just seems like asking for like I don't know, handouts. Like, I'm your mate. I'll cook your dinner. Come round over, this weekend and we'll hang out. Like,
I'll get you a slab of beer. Gifts is different, I think, than money somehow.
Yeah.
Even though I feel like some people would just prefer the money.
Even like birthdays and stuff. Like, when you're a kid, you're always just like, I don't want presents, just give me money. But like, it's so weird giving money to family for their birthday. Like, I'd much rather give you, I don't know, like a voucher to something or even a bottle of grog. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I flipped back and forth, I think. I think there was like a time when I was, through the ages of probably like 12 to 18, I was like, because they get you a gift, you're like, wow. Like, so it's like, I don't know, it was like a point I was like, just give me the money because then I can go buy what I actually want. Because I felt weird asking for a specific gift as well, you know what I mean? It's like, get me this.
Well, that's the other weird thing is like those people who make like wish lists and stuff, and they're like, hey, if you like me and if you support me, just buy me one of these things from my Amazon gift page.
It's like a wedding registry or something.
Well, that sort of thing, but people just do it all the time now.
Well, did you do, when we were younger, this is the weirdest, most bizarre podcast. So we were going to talk about Avengers, but Iona's not here, so we're going to talk about Game of Thrones. Maybe at the end of this podcast, we're going to talk all things Game of Thrones. So if you don't like Game of Thrones, well, I guess tune in at that part. But
Tune in at that part.
Tune out, sorry, at that part. But for now, we're just going to see where all these stories go. This is just an extended segment of Jack's Thoughts, our new most popular segment.
It's Jack's Thoughts.
Did you ever do Christmas lists when you were younger?
Yeah, I think I might have. When I was very young.
Yeah.
What's a Christmas list?
Like a wish list, like a Dear Santa.
Dear
can
Santa,
I please have...
I've been all right.
Right.
Like,
how are you?
How are you? I hope you're well and not too busy.
Making
and you're
small
like,
talk
for Christmas.
Santa.
For Christmas.
Dear Santa, is it still cold where you are?
How's the weather?
How's this weather we're having?
How's Mrs. Claus? And you're just like, I can't remember doing that many, but who knows? My parents would probably know better. But yeah, it's like, for Christmas, I would like this. And like, yeah, I remember wanting to keep it fairly, I didn't want to ask for too much. I felt greedy.
Yeah.
So like, I just asked for like some things or whatever. And I mean, before I figured out it was my parents, I guess. Or maybe I still knew it was them, or I can't remember.
Well, I never asked for like a horse or something.
Yeah.
But I did ask for, I think I asked for a remote control car. They were all the rage, and I got one of those. That was like the best Christmas ever. Still remember that.
We never had the Christmas list things.
No.
Because, it was, like Santa was never...
It's because your parents were under they never tried to trick you into thinking you were a good boy.
Just guilty.
They were like, oh, look, Kosta, don't bother writing a Christmas list this year. You broke that glass like 3 nights ago while you were supposed to be drying up. You're not getting anything.
Yeah, because it was just... And it was weird having... Because I remember having, like the Aussie kids as friends that we like around Christmas time, and they'd be talking about things that they asked for their parents, and it was different at my house because it was more of a, you just get what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, your gift is that you get to stay here and have food and shelter and...
Not to say that like my parents were cold and clinical around Christmas time. It was it was just a different method or outlook on it.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Well, everyone's so different. Like, everyone's families and stuff like that. But that's what I was saying, going back to the gifts and stuff like that. Like, there was a point where, it's like I would rather just have the money. Yeah. And I think my parents and family understood that, so they'll give me like the card with the $20 in or something like that, and I'll just buy what I want. But now I feel like I've flipped back. Like, there's a great graph. It's like the older you get, the more you appreciate socks.
Yeah.
Like, as a gift. Like, when I was a kid, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Socks? That's so lame. Or like, that's so gay. Like, blah, blah. Being an obnoxious 12-y. Yeah. And now I'm like, I would fucking love new socks. If all my friends got me new socks, I would
buy you some new socks,
I would
Jack.
cry and hug it. I'd be so happy. Like, I guess because I'm more self-deprecating. Like, I don't expect gifts from people and stuff like that. Like, I got a last-minute invite to like a Christmas dinner with Felix and like all his friends. Yeah. And like, it was like a last-minute thing, and I was like, oh, like, thanks. And I was like, do you want me to bring anything? They're like, oh, just bring some garlic bread. And I was like, okay. And then they did like a little gift giving thing. They did like Kris Kringle, and they're like, oh, we got something for you as well, Jack. And I was like, what? And they got me like a little comic book. And I thought I was gonna cry. I was like, oh, yeah. I just feel like I don't deserve it. And then even as I've gotten older, like with my parents, because like they, have supported me my whole life. I think it was when I was like 18 or 17, I was just like, stop getting me things. I don't want anything more from you. Like you've given me enough.
Yeah.
Like I just told them, like, don't get me anything. And
Well,
I'm probably not gonna get you anything anyway. I'm like, good, good. Like, yeah.
I found out recently because I said at my last birthday, I was like, don't give me anything. I think I actually put in this Facebook group. I was like, if you're gonna buy me something, just donate money to charity. Because I'm lucky. I'm self-sufficient. I don't need anything. But I found out recently that on Facebook, there's actually a button where you can, like, if it's your birthday coming up, you can just, like, nominate your favorite charity or something, and people can just donate money to that, which I think is really cool.
I've seen that. I don't know how it works exactly. Yeah.
I've never used it, but I guess it would be pretty easy to use. I don't know.
Again, charity. Again, yeah, you're asking people to give away their money, but the charity, it's a good thing that people will do that.
Even gratification, like even around birthdays, even people saying happy birthday to me, sometimes I feel like I don't want that. Sometimes it depends, but it always depends on the people. I mean, I'm grateful for it coming from like my parents, but I feel like for some reason from most people, I don't like hearing happy birthday.
Is it because it sounds fake or?
Kind of, but also I just feel like I'm going to sound like a robot, but I just feel like it's not necessary. Like saying bless you after someone sneezes. It's just, we don't need it. But it is nice. It is polite. It's just like, oh, happy birthday. Thank you. But
I've seen a funny comic that's like, it's like all the people you know, and then like, your birthday happens and it like says it on Facebook, and then everyone like, so nobody talks to you, and then suddenly your birthday, and then it's all the comments are like, you're a person. You're a person. You're a person. Like, you're a person. Like, it's just like, we acknowledge you as a person, like, on this day. And then we'll go back to not even thinking about you for the rest of the year. You've just popped into
existence just for this 24 hours.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's so, like, it's like meaningless.
Well, I don't like that Facebook thing. Like, receiving them is nice, I guess, like.
I stopped saying happy birthday to people on Facebook.
I don't. If there's people I want to say happy birthday to, I'll usually like private message them, and that way, if they want to start a conversation, then they can. But I don't write on people's walls anymore.
Yeah,
I hate the whole like the day after. They'll be like, "Oh, to all those who wished me happy birthday, thank you so much. I'd such a fuck off."
See, I go even deeper than that. I've like liked those posts, and I'm like, and I didn't wish you happy birthday. Jokes on you.
You're still evil.
Grateful.
Just cashing in.
Yeah, just jumping on. I was like, oh yeah. It's like, oh, that's sweet. And they're like, wait, I never said it. I thought you were gonna say when people are like happy belated birthday. Like I forgot.
Oh, that's
different.
Different,
guess, yeah. But no, yeah, I agree with you, Sean. It's like if I know that I'm gonna see them, I'm like, I'm not gonna say it on Facebook. I'm gonna just like see them, or I'll just private message them or something like that.
And I'm slack with it, but also like people I don't see that often. Like I don't expect them to write anything. Like we'll just catch up when we catch up. Like
and I'm like, oh, happy birthday for them. Like, did you do anything? Yeah,
like you see someone in April and their birthday was in February. You're just like, hey, hope you had a good birthday in February. Like
that happened to me not so long ago. I was like, oh, I just turned 25 to someone. They're like, oh, happy birthday for them. I was like, oh, thanks. And then I was like, wait a minute, like 5 months ago now, like whatever it was, like because
when you're December.
It's weird having it in December, because I'm like, oh yeah, it's a month ago. It's like, Jack, it's April. I'm like, fuck, how is it April?
It's almost May.
Yeah, well, shut up.
I know, it's a horrible thing to say.
It's funny because of what you said about the happy birthday thing. It just made me think of some things. So do you like it if people, like if you get a haircut?
Yeah.
Do you like when people go, oh, nice haircut?
Absolutely fucking not. No. And when people... And when people say, "Oh, you got a haircut," no shit, I was there. I paid for it.
There's the three. I feel like there's the three. There's like, "Oh, nice haircut," or there's like, "Did you get a haircut?" Or there's actually the one you said, Oh, like there's the compliment, the acknowledgement, and then the question. Yeah, like you got a haircut. Yeah, And then it's like, "Did you get a haircut?" Like, that one I think annoys me because I'm like, yeah, like can't you fucking tell? Like my hair's completely different. I don't know.
But it's different to you. Most people like. My hair's pretty short, so I get a cut, and most of the time people don't notice. I think you said something last time when we did a podcast.
I did.
And you were like, oh, sure, nice haircut. And I hated it.
It looks good.
I feel like
I'm a hypocrite. I acknowledge that.
You do it, but also, no,
it's fine. I feel like I flip back and forth, I guess, because it's like, I'm like, oh, I don't want all this attention. But then if
All this attention.
but then if nobody says it, you're like,
You get angry, don't you?
yeah, you do.
You get angry.
Did someone acknowledge my
How
haircut?
meaningless are our lives?
That's why.
All this attention, it's too much for me.
And also new
I
shoes.
feel like a little girl. Yeah, you're like a little girl. Also, like I hope someone compliments on my ribbon in my hair, and then it's like, oh, nice ribbon. You're like, don't look at me. Don't look at my ribbon.
Great, now I'm famous. I have to start a blog about my hair.
And you start, you're like, oh fuck, everyone's looking at me with my haircut now. Oh, it's stupid, isn't it? I want my money back. The other huge one that I just written down as well is if you have something in your teeth, do you want someone to tell you it's in your teeth? Would you rather have someone point it out to you or not?
I don't think
He's shaking his head. You don't want that. You want that abstracted from you?
I want no one to tell me. I want to live in ignorance.
You're a freak. No, tell me right away so I can fucking
Really?
run to the bathroom and get that shit out of my teeth. Yeah.
But that's the panic. I don't want to feel that panic of.
I don't care. No, I don't want to. I don't want to have to. I don't want someone.
You're gonna feel that panic anyway, like 4 hours later when you
Yeah.
notice it.
Yeah, but
Isn't
it's
that
4
work?
hours later. It's not now.
Yeah, but it's been
but you're
in
like-
your
yeah, but you're like,
mouth for
fuck.
4 hours longer.
You're like, fuck. I've been walking around like a dickhead with this bit of broccoli in my teeth. Whatever.
I don't think it's ever happened to me. I don't think I've ever had something in my teeth.
Oh,
I've had some shockers in my teeth.
oh, let me. Do you have a story? Because I have a story.
You go.
Oh,
Jeez.
all right. So it all comes back around. Oh, it's funny. Because
He's going to talk about getting salty calamari stuck in his teeth.
no. So I guess this is I'm trying to think of a funny name for this story.
Just tell the story.
Well, that was the fish and chip story. This is like the backstabbing broccoli story.
Oh my
All
god.
right. So I remember I was at uni and I was at uni first year and there was a girl I was very keen on. She was very pretty.
This is how all your stories start.
And we were like gonna meet up in the foyer, like in the mess hall or whatever it is, but there's like pool tables and shit. What are they called? Like a common room
Yeah.
downstairs. And like, oh, let's play pool. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I was like, and I think friends were in my unit, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna meet up with so and so. I'll be back in a bit. And so we like played pool, like chatted for a bit, hung out. It was pretty cool. And then like, I don't know, maybe for like an hour or something like that, or an hour and a half or whatever. And then I did something else that day. And then eventually I got back to my room and I was like, hey guys. And then I remember my friend Kevin, fucking asshole.
I've heard this story.
He was like, you still have that bit of broccoli in your teeth? You had that when you left. Jesus Christ. He's like, you had that all day. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you saw it before I left. You knew I was meeting a girl and you still didn't tell me that I had something in my teeth. I was like, no wonder that girl, like, we didn't like kiss or anything. Like, she just like left. It's like, cause I was just like, this fucking big bit of like broccoli or salad, whatever it was in my teeth the whole time. So now I'm just like, tell me for the love of God. Tell me if you see it, fucking tell me. That way I can correct it.
It wasn't broccoli. It was spinach.
Spin it. It was some greenery. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. One time it happened to me.
Yeah.
And
Well, yeah, for me as well. I don't know. I can't remember. It was just some bit of green.
This is why the podcast audio only now. There was a bit of stuff in Jack's teeth on one of the episodes, and he's now scarred.
he's
Sorry,
a bit paranoid now. He's gonna go scour over footage.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
But yeah, we were having a lunch.
I really like that girl. That's what it is. It's like Scott Pilgrim how he blames the haircut. I'm like that fucking bit of thing on my teeth.
Jeez.
Sorry, Kosta, you go.
It's this one's back for
Try
me
not to bang
personally.
the table.
Sorry, it's bad for me personally because it's like it's imprinted in history now. So what I mean by that
I don't.
is that we were out for a lunch. I think it was a sort of family reunion, and I had some spinach in my lunch. Ate it, having a chat, and then someone's like, "Oh, let's get a photo," because the whole family's together. We're probably not going to see like each other for God knows how long. Okay, so we go and have this photo taken. We all smile because it's a photo, and then I look in the photo. We've all gone, like we've all left at this point. And I look in the one photo we took, and like my like buck tooth, one of my buck teeth is just like blacked out by this like bit of spinach that's just over it. And
You're like a pirate.
I look like a pirate, and it's there forever. I don't know where the photo is, but
Oh no, I want this photo to be the thumbnail.
but I
for the-
look like such an idiot because like my stupid smile like my ignorant face, like, oh, there's nothing wrong. What's wrong? There's fucking green speck in my mouth.
Kosta, I think you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you. But yeah, but I'm glad no one told me at the time, because then I would have been worried about my smile. I had a fucking cracker of a smile in that photo, though.
What the fuck are you on about? You've got it cemented in history. It would have been a quick fix. Costa, get that big green out of your teeth, and then you fix it, and then you smile, and it's all.
I love the fact that there's photographic evidence of this somewhere, but also now it's like imprinted on audio. Like,
oh
it's
shit!
Just, everybody knows about this. This is just we're bringing it up. This happened probably years ago, and now it's just a fresh life.
I can write down the time code if you want me to cut it out.
We'll talk about that later.
Oh my god.
I think that's great. I don't think I've ever had anything stuck in my teeth except for my braces, I guess.
I never had braces. I was quite lucky.
I was just cool enough for braces. It went really well with the things I had to fix my feet and my eyes and every other part of me. That was
What was up with your feet?
They're flat.
Oh. What challenges come about with being a flat foot?
Being a flat foot. I don't know. Just
Your
weak
footprints.
ankles or something. Yeah,
Okay.
my footprints are a weird shape.
As I see it easily recognizable at the beach. They're Sean's footprints. The ones that doesn't have like, because you know, like a footprint, it normally has like the ball and the heel,
Yeah.
and then maybe the little side bit on the side, whereas yours is just like the whole
Yep.
thing. There's no gap.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Are there any more of Jack's thoughts? Because I think I finally thought of something.
We can't
Did
call
you
it a
now?
Jack's thoughts though. We'll have to think of another
Just
name.
whisper
for
it in my
yours.
I'll pretend that I thought of it. Costa's thoughts. Jack's
Costa's thoughts doesn't have the same ring to
Look,
it.
it's called Jack's Thoughts, but it's an invitation for everyone to talk about their thoughts. It just took 3 episodes for you guys to like get comfortable enough to share something.
All right.
Well, my Jack's thought is
I like that. I like your Jack. Yeah,
My
I really
Jack's
like
thought.
that.
so my Jack's thought is it's kind of a hypothetical. My brother and I last night were playing some hypotheticals, and
I hate hypotheticals.
we got onto the topic of time travel, and we also were watching the comedian Tom Gleason.
Oh yeah.
And in one of his stand-ups, he talks about a game that he plays with with his wife about spending the weekend with a stranger. So it's not sex. It's spend the weekend with. It's open. So it's like, like Friday night through to Sunday night. You know, like you go somewhere, or, have like go hiking, breakfasts, dinners, drinks. Like it's a weekend. It's a long time. But we put time travel into it, and we just thought, who would what figure in history would you spend the weekend with?
We've played this game, yeah.
Have you?
Not on the podcast.
Not on the podcast, no. Just like my family, and I think a lot of people have sort of done this. Like, if you could have lunch with anyone in history, who would it be?
I guess there's also like the little fact that it's like it's a big chunk of time. So you got to kind of think about who you want to spend that time with.
What's a big chunk of time?
I was like 2 days and a night.
Oh, sorry, you meant the weekend. Sorry, you're like, it's a big chunk of time. I'm like, what, history? Yeah, it goes back a while. Jesus, that's who I would love. No,
I remember when I was a kid, at least one time I answered Alexander the Great because I just thought he was like a cool person and I'd love to know more about him. But it'd be a shitty weekend because I don't speak Greek.
Yeah, well,
or Macedonian.
fair.
like, if you have like one of those like Babel fish.
You've got a
or
Babel
whatever,
fish, yeah.
What is it? Is that from Doctor Who?
No, it's from Hitchhiker's Guide to the
Oh,
Galaxy.
that's right. The little fish in your ear.
Yeah.
They've got a similar thing on Doctor Who. I just can't remember.
Isn't the TARDIS just...
Maybe it's just the
Isn't
TARDIS,
it-
does it?
It just like anyone who goes into it,
Yeah.
it just like psychically links with them
something
and
like
translates everything for them.
Yeah.
That's handy.
It's convenient, yeah.
Ooh.
Translates it into a nice British accent too.
Do you have someone, Costa?
I've got a wanky answer and I've got a realistic answer.
Go on, you go first.
My wanky answer is someone like Leonardo da Vinci or Socrates, just because I feel like
Why is that wanky?
I don't know, because it's just like I feel like because they're so intelligent. I'd walk away from the weekend so smart and
Enlightened.
and things revolving around my head just because of my telekinetic powers. There's that. But I think my realistic answer probably would be someone like,
Freddie Mercury.
he's got a moustache.
You want us to guess?
No, Hitler.
Oh,
I just feel like it'd be fun just to get inside that guy's head and
yeah.
get a few drinks into him, and I reckon he'd be a fun guy.
You
I don't
reckon
know.
he'd
He
be
might be a party
fun
animal.
guy?
He just seems like
No, I think he'd be a bit of a prick.
I don't think
Be a
he'd
bit of a
like
prick?
you. You're
Yeah.
not blonde and blue-eyed. He might just sit in the corner the whole time and not talk to you.
that is a possibility.
That'd be the worst, like,
So
96 hours.
Is it who we'd get drinks with or who we'd have lunch with or something? Is that or spend the weekend with you? said?
Yeah.
Yeah, good take him bowling or something. I don't know.
Take him bowling. Do you go back to his timeline, or does he come to ours? I could have a lot of fun just showing him, like, Netflix.
I guess yeah. It's now. It's in our little world.
Yeah, show him like those shows or games that are like alternate history. Like, look, what could happen if you won? Because clearly you didn't. You fuck.
I think when I was a kid, I always used to say, or as a young adult, I probably would have answered someone like Jesus, because I mean, I have been brought up with faith and everything, but like it would be nice to know, I guess, the truth of it all.
See, I think it would be disappointing. Like Family Guy sketch where he's just like, wah, 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 wah.
The one where he's like,
just
oh, now
doing
for
this.
Jesus' next miracle, and it's like just making his thumb disappear or something.
Ooh.
It's such a stupid show. I love it.
I have
Maybe one of my grandparents.
I have
maybe.
no idea who I'd.
Think of someone.
Yeah, maybe like a grandparent or something like that.
I only got to meet one of my grandfathers. I'd love to meet the other one.
Again, just what we were talking about before, the disappointment. They were like, and what do you do? I talk about things with my friends and record it and put it.
And who listens to it? My other friends. Sometimes.
Like, right, well.
Yeah. But you'd want to learn more about them. I mean, they don't.
Yeah, true.
Maybe like Tolkien then.
Tolkien would be great. Yeah.
That just popped into my head.
Just tell him how much of a fan I am, and
I thought about Hercules, but I feel like that's again. With
and
like
you
the
had
Jesus.
you made fun of me for Jesus.
I said Jesus before. No,
did you?
I didn't make fun of you. I just said you might be disappointed. And I just,
so would you. He's not
Yeah.
real.
In the car, I
Isn't he
thought of
based
Sherlock.
isn't he based on?
Well, maybe he. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's
That's what
true.
I mean. Well, that's why I sort of took back that answer. Is because it's like a bit weird.
In the car right here, I thought, oh, Sherlock would be good.
Well,
And then, yeah.
He's not.
he's not real either, though.
yeah.
I mean,
I know, I was heartbroken.
what when you found out?
Oh, just when I reminded myself that, I couldn't spend the weekend with him in this hypothetical that doesn't exist.
I don't know what you'd talk about though.
I just
was like,
test him.
"Oh,
Test
The
him.
whole weekend, I just test him. Like, oh,
do you watch
where's he
Game of
from?
Thrones?"
Where's he from?
Get in to watch Game of Thrones and tell you how it ends.
That'd be great.
No.
I would
don't
find
like
a
anything
weekend with
about
Arthur
this.
Conan Doyle. I think would be interesting, but that's probably the closest you're gonna get. I think, yeah.
I feel like everyone that I want to spend a weekend with or have lunch with, or as you said, Costa, get inside their head, are all still alive.
Like who?
Like Elon Musk or like Bernie Burns from Rooster Teeth or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like, I just
Yeah,
want,
that's
I
a
just
good
want to
point.
just like, just dive into like everything and just like how they got to where they are and where they're going and what advice they could give or something like that.
Because it's current, isn't it?
Well, it's exactly. It's relevant.
I mean, that's the
feel like
trouble
if I
with,
went back in
like-
time and they'd be like, I'd be like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, I was like, oh, I don't know where I'm going in life. They're like, oh, I just meet a nice girl and start a farm and hope the French don't invade. And I'll be like, thanks, great granddad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Our life experiences are too different for this to be like worthwhile.
I was thinking about that actually, Costa, because we talked about, you know how like Star Wars and stuff like that, like it's still relevant because they just keep regurgitating it. And same with everything, like Toy Story is going to be another Toy Story and like
Yeah.
Pokemon and all that stuff. And we sort of, I think I brought it up and how it's like, it's robbing children of a childhood almost because it's like, there's nothing original now, like, because it's all the same shit. But I thought, and I think you said it to someone else, like I got you to think that. And I've kind of gone back on that. I'm like, nah, that's dumb because that's just like, it's just TV shows and stuff like that. Like the world is so vastly different. That's what makes it unique. Like I feel like even my childhood to your childhood or even to Sean's childhood, like it's all just like so unique and different from, and even from like, yeah, sure. My dad had Star Wars at 15. So did I, but he grew up in the 70s.
Mm.
Like it would have been completely different.
Even a difference of a few years,
Yeah.
like, is a massive difference in, like, childhood memories and things that you would have in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
interesting.
My Jack's thoughts was what's the time? Oh, we got time. What's the greatest gift you've ever received? Because we were talking about gift giving and Christmas and things like that, and I thought about that.
Ooh. The greatest gift I've ever received. My mind sort of goes monetary, like what was the most expensive gift, but I can't think of anything. A laptop? I think I got given a laptop.
Oh yeah, that was a good. I got that as well after I finished high school.
That was
a really
probably the best because it's. I mean, I've used a computer. Computer's like my life, in a sad way.
Greatest gift I've ever received.
Gift of life.
I was gonna say advice, but that's kind of corny.
I mean, yeah, it could work, or even given, I suppose. Like
greatest gift I've ever given.
Because I always thought gaming stuff was really nerdy, but the more like I've listened to podcasts and things, people tend to say like some of their best childhood memories is like when they got like a PlayStation or something, like their parents surprised them.
Your first console is a big one.
That's a huge one. That's where my mind kind of goes, which I used to think was like so lame and nerdy, but I'm like, no, it's just a cool childhood memory, I guess. Like,
yeah, it's shaped you a little bit. I mean,
because I was like, again, I didn't want to feel greedy. I didn't ask for a PlayStation 2, even though I really wanted one. I was like, oh, that seems a bit too much. I'll just ask for a Game Boy instead. That's like small. It's probably cost less. I had no idea. But my brother asked for a PlayStation 2, and I was like, we're not going to get that. And then I'll never forget, because I think I was opening presents, and I don't know if you guys did this, but we always opened smallest to biggest. Or at least I demanded that because I'm OCD as fuck. And so I opened like a DVD and it was like a Blu-ray or actually it would have been like a DVD or something like that, some movie. I can't remember what it was. And then I opened like another one and it was Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
But it was the PS2 game. And I remember saying to my dad, I'm like, Dad, you fucking idiot. I was like, this isn't a DVD.
What am I supposed to do with this?
This is a game, Dad. You're so stupid. You ruined everything. No, it wasn't that bad.
You ruined Christmas again.
And he just like kept quiet until eventually we got to the present and like opened it. And yeah, it was a fucking PlayStation 2. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
That's
it was
great.
So cool. Yeah.
It's very cool.
I talk about this show a lot, but it was one time my brother gave me this like volume of Red Dwarf.
Oh yeah.
So like I think it was like seasons 1 to 8.
That's cool.
And we just like we had like in my early childhood always sat down and watched them, and now there was like sort of going back to it and like reliving that experience again, and like us like saying lines in the show together at the same time. It was just like the gift itself wasn't that expensive, or
I think it's a sentiment thing.
It's the sentiment.
Yeah, stuff that stays with you.
Yeah, that's
my
quite
Nintendo
sweet.
64 is definitely one like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't have anything sweet to say about it, but
my first console was the PlayStation 2. I got into gaming quite late, and I was the eldest. Like a lot of my friends had older brothers who had like an N64 or a PlayStation 1 or something like that. I want to say, by the way, I never swore at my dad or anything like that. I was super grateful. I was a little kid, like 6. I would have been like, "What, Dad? I think you made a mistake." Like,
I never got into gaming. Don't play. I don't even own a console. It always makes me feel left out when people talk about it.
I'm not a big console gamer.
We'll crowdfund you one. We'll get you one.
Please.
Would you play it if you had one?
That's the thing. I've made attempts to game.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't pique my interest. I don't know. There's something about it. It's just like, I'll play it for 10 minutes, then be like, oh, that's all right. I would go back to my British panel shows.
Yeah.
A British panel show video game.
What?
Well, it's fine. What was I going to say? Oh, hang on. Let me just quickly check my notes. I think that was all I had for that little thought. I guess the additional bit on that, where was it? Oh, yeah. Have you guys, so to switch it, I guess, like gifts you've given. Have you ever done random acts of kindness? Like, have you ever done that at work or anything like that? Or school, perhaps? I guess Kris Kringle, kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like I've
that.
done it, but I've never called it that.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I guess.
Like the sort of like pay it forward kind of thing, or just out of the blue, you just
Well, it's sort of like Kris Kringle, I guess. You get like a name and you do a gift for them, but just not at Christmas.
So this is the thing with random acts of kindness. If it's planned, I don't think it's random. See, my favorite thing is like if I see something that I think someone will really like and I can afford it, I'll buy it and give it to them. It doesn't matter if it's their birthday or not. Like I don't do that a lot, but when I can, but
okay, I
have done that.
That's like a different other topic. No, I totally do that as well. Like I hate, like I remember my girlfriend at the time would Kat, if you're listening to this, hi. She gave me a huge rant about Valentine's Day. Like it's like if a guy gets like a girl flowers, it's like, oh my god, so thoughtful. It's like really, really thoughtful on fucking Valentine's Day, where
it's the least thoughtful thing you can do.
It's so dumb. It's like so forced. Like it's like if I just see something that I think she'll like, I'll just buy it. I'm not gonna like wait until Valentine's Day. Like that's so fucking stupid. Like I'm just it's like I like just doing nice things for people anyway. You know, like buying dinner or like just doing stuff. But no, at uni one time we did it was Random Acts of Kindness Week. It was just like a fun thing they tried to do with everybody because I lived on campus at uni. And so you got a name. Yes, okay, Sean, it wasn't random.
I can't get past this. They've organised Random Acts of Kindness Week. I mean, this is going to keep me up at night.
But it's because it's from a random, I guess. That's where it comes from. I don't know. So because I got a girl, I had no idea who she was.
I do agree though, Sean.
This is like that line in that Predator movie where like, no, he hunts for sport. He should be called the Hunter. And they're like, yeah, but that sounds lame. Like Predator sounds way better. But anywho, I got a name of a girl and like her room number, and because I was like, oh, this is kind of dumb. Like I don't really care about this. No, sorry, it was a guy. Excuse me, it was a guy. And because I was like, this is dumb. Because I was being one of those obnoxious like teenagers. I was like, I don't care about this. But then I got a little box, like a cute little box, like. It was like, Jack, there's a gift for you. And I opened the door and there was a little box like outside my door. And I opened it and it was like Happy Acts of Kindness Week. And it had a mug. It had homemade cookies. Aww. It had tea and little coffee things. And it was like to help you study, to keep awake. Yeah. And it was all these like, and it was the sweetest, cutest thing. And it made my fucking week. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. So I was like, right, I need to do this for someone else because this is such a good feeling.
That's warmed my heart, Jack, just hearing about it.
Yeah, so I was like,
I do feel a little bit better about the world now.
Yeah, well, it was just so sweet. And the cookies were so good. I don't know who that girl is. And I can't thank her, unfortunately. But
she'll be listening to this podcast, I guarantee it. Because our following is, you know...
I think the most recent active...
I'm not finished yet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, sir.
No, just to put a bow on my story. No, so I was like, right, I need to do this with someone else. This is such a good feeling. And so like I went to the shops and there was like a sale on Toblerones, like those big fuck off Toblerones, the ones you could like kill someone with, like, you know, with the sharp corners. And so it was like 2 for $10. And so I bought one for myself and then I got like another one for like my Random Acts of Kindness. And I was like, I don't know how, and his room was like out in the middle of the foyer and I was like, fuck, how do I do this? So I think I stuck something on it like to his name, like Adam or whatever it was, and then I just banged on his door. I put it on the ground. I was like bang 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 bang, and then like I just ran away.
Yeah.
And I hid behind the corner. And
you stayed to watch?
I stayed to listen.
Ah.
And so I just remember I had the door open, and he's like, "What the." Yes! Like I was like, I made that kid's day. I was so happy. Like he was like, oh my, he's like, yeah! Like, he was so emphatic.
See, I'm beginning to realize why it's like a scheduled thing now, because the problem with Random Acts of Kindness is
no one will do it otherwise.
Well, if you just went around like dropping stuff off at people's doors, it would get really creepy, especially if you wrote like to their name and they're like
random asterisk. Yeah, it's like yeah. I think it's random because the choosing of the people is randomized.
Yeah. No, I like that. I do. Yeah. I really like that.
That was a cool thing. Even going back to what we were talking about with friends and money. Oh, sorry, no, Kosta, you had a story. Sorry, you go.
Yes, go, Kosta.
Oh, it was just me saying that the most recent the most recent act of random kindness, bit of a tongue twister, that I did was just pretty much just like holding someone's hand and helping them do this uni assignment.
You might have slowed them down if you were holding their hand while they were trying to type or something.
It did get really sweaty at one point.
Wait, sorry, I missed the start. Why are you holding someone's hand?
No,
I think that was like a metaphor.
Yeah,
like
the metaphor.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so
sorry, that's my bad.
I had the day off, but I went into the library just to help them out. You know, we got through it, and yeah, and I walked away. I guess this kind of defeats the purpose of the random act of kindness, but I walked away thinking, "Fuck, I am a top bloke, aren't I?" But yeah, that's the most recent one.
That's nice. That's cool.
I mean, yeah, makes you feel good and them feel good. We did Chris Kringle, I remember, or Secret Santa, I guess is the other way it's called at JB Hi-Fi. I remember when I was there. But I got there late and they'd already like organized all the names. So I didn't think I was part of it. So I didn't buy anything anybody, and I didn't get a name for me. And I was like, I'm not part of this. But then one day I got to my desk and like there was like a little Xbox gift card like waiting for me, and it was like, "Merry Christmas, Jack." And I was like, "Oh, yes, that's so good." And it was a $50 one too. I was like, "Wow."
It's a secret admirer.
$50. That's like, again, there's Toblerone, that was like $5. Like I was like, I'm not gonna spend $50 on a stranger. Or someone I didn't know that well, I guess. Even someone I did know that well.
Never spent $50 on me. I don't know about you, Kosta. Has he ever? Well, let's get some of these random acts of kindness happening a bit closer to home, I reckon.
Amongst your friends.
I didn't know there was this generous side to you guys.
Well, what do you guys think about the little things, like, you know, holding a door open for someone? Do you think? Because there is like people going like, "Oh, you know,
you hate bless you and stuff like that."
But holding a door open for someone serves a purpose. They don't have to do it. They don't have to push the door.
Bless you is like stopping the parademons from getting up into your nose.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right. Shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just because people like say, "Oh, you know, like chivalry's dead. Men don't hold doors open." You know, but I still feel like I sort of hold doors open for everyone.
I do if there's someone within like a reasonable distance. I don't like stand there for like 4 minutes waiting for them to get to the door.
There is that period where you do like quick maths in your head. You're like, "Oh, I think they're just far away enough that I'm not going to do it." Like, if
the door would shut by the time they're at it, then I think it's probably okay. But if it's going to be like swinging shut and they're like going to walk into it, that's when that's kind of my logic.
I think you just got to. I just judge it on the day. Like, I don't think I have like a rule that I go by.
Yeah, that's probably
the worst part is when you open the door and someone walks in and someone else walks in and they're like, "Oh, look at you, doorman." You're like, "Fucking, I'm late." I don't know. You just have to hold it for like 5 people. Like,
I do get a lot of satisfaction though by like if I hold the door open for someone and they're a bit too far away. I get a lot of satisfaction of like seeing the little jog that they do to reach me.
It's that white person like 2-step like
I love seeing that.
I do that crossing the road, you know, it's like the light's yellow, the guy's about to turn, I'm like, "Oh," and it's like because you're not running, you just do like a little hop.
It's like a symbolic like I am trying to be quicker.
I'm trying, but I'm not gonna run.
It's no way faster than just walking.
It's not. It really isn't. It just like gives the illusion that like I thought about trying to move faster.
I get
but I'm not going to. I'm not going to run, sir.
This is a funny one because I get unreasonably angry when people don't do that. Like, I'm driving, I'm in my car, and someone's walking across the road in front of me, and they've timed it badly. Like, I'm going to definitely hit them unless they, like, speed up or I slow down. But, you know, you get these 2 people walking next to each other, and they'll both, like, have their conversation, just pretend they haven't seen you. And they won't do that little jog thing because they'll just be like, "Well, he's not going to run me over."
Yeah.
Well, one of these days I will.
I feel like we keep going back around like all these little like all these weird like societal things that we do, and it's like we all don't. Like, I feel like we all don't like them, but then when they don't happen, we're still annoyed. We're like, bless you annoys you, but I bet if nobody blessed you, you'd be like, "Where's someone bless me? someone's saying." I mean, I worry that we talked about this podcast, but yeah, like. I sneeze. I have like sneezing fits. Like when I sneeze, like I won't just do the one. No, sir. No, I'll do like a good 4 or 5. And people like they just change. Like you're like achoo, like bless you. You know, like, achoo, like oh, bless you again. And you're like achoo, they're like all right, bless you. You're like, achoo, they're like dude, stop.
By like, the 4th one, it's like get like, your shit together.
They're like, what is wrong with you? They're like, shut up. God.
Speaking of bless you, Game of Thrones. Is it time? Was that a good segue?
I had a better segue. I've forgotten what it was.
I thought that was really good.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Well, I just thought of a good one because I was going to talk because you were talking about buying gifts and doing that stuff, and even with friends and owing money and things like that. I feel like I have this with so many people I talk to, and it seems to be quite the consensus almost, like in this day and age, right? Like, and even what you're saying about chivalry is dead. Like,
Hey, I didn't say that. I'm a knight.
No, but like, I feel like the girlfriends that I've had, I've never been in a situation where it's like, oh, the man has to pay. Or like, oh, it's expected that I'm supposed to pay because I'm the man. And I'm like, I feel like in 2019, like that. I mean,
Maybe
I feel
they
like
just
there's a
know
lot
that
of
you
people,
don't have any money. All your girlfriends have been aware of how poor Jack is.
I mean, typically we're both pretty broke, but I mean, that could be it. I feel that way when someone shouts me and I'm like, what, do you think I can't pay for myself? Like,
I'm just kidding.
When someone shouts you think I can't pay for myself.
sometimes, yeah.
I love when I want to hug them.
I guess. I don't know, because I'm like, where is this coming from? Like, it's like someone's like, oh, I'll get this. And I'm like, what? Why? Like, are you trying to make some sort of... Is it like a power statement? But that's not my topic, or what I was going to say. No, it's more... I feel like, yeah, like the girls that I've been with, it's like, it's always just equal, like with us. It's
that's
like,
good.
It's like, and it's never like an issue. Like, it's like, oh, do you mind getting the movie tickets because I got dinner? Like, you just kind of balance it out in your head, and it's never like, oh, you owe me $33.40. Like, it's never like when no one's keeping track, but it's just like, oh, can you get this? I got dinner. Can you get lunch? Like we'll both pay. Like, it's never been like, oh, the man has to pay. And I think it's weird when I'm sure there's still people out there that think that way.
Probably.
I still kind of have a bit of that pressure in the back of my head of thinking, oh,
A little bit.
yeah, it is there.
Well, yeah. Well, I had a girl pay recently. She was like, "Oh, I'll get this." Oh no, I was annoyed because she did it without me realizing. Like she bought her stuff, and then I went to pay, and they were like, "Oh, it's all good." And I was like, "Did you pay for that?" She said, "Yeah." And I was like, "What?" Like, at least give me the option.
I feel like I would feel very pressured on maybe just the first date at least. Like, it's like I'll do it first, and then if we have a second date, you can do it if you want. I don't know.
I just feel like it's like, yeah, like, I don't know. Women work more. Like, it's like
We need a woman
like
on the
equality.
podcast to talk to us
Well,
about.
everyone I've talked to, I feel like feels the same way. I don't think I've ever encountered anyone that, believes like, oh, the man has to pay for everything.
I should,
Like,
I
feel like
should,
that's
I
such a
should be
backwards...
contrary just to make the podcast more interesting.
Well, actually,
I think men should pay for everything
Oh, okay. Interesting point.
Why is that, Sean?
because women. I don't even want to play this role. I'm just going to say something weird and sexist.
Because that's it.
Women can't fend for themselves. They need to spend all that money on.
Yeah. It's also the thing.
I guess it comes from a different, it comes from a different time of when I guess the woman would stay at home and the man worked. But I guess I don't know. It annoys me that if it's still prevalent today, I think that's kind of weird.
But it's also like a sense of wooing, I guess. Like you pay for the meal, like you buy them things, you make them feel like there's no one else like them. You pamper them, and they feel like it's just like an old way of showing.
I get that. I mean, I get
It's a
people that
generous thing to do in any
They want
situation.
to feel like a princess or something.
Yeah.
They want to be
It's funny. We do that within our family. Like, one family member will buy dinner, and then the next day someone will buy tickets or to a movie or whatever. Like, or even with friends. I've done it plenty of times. Like, you and I go out for drinks. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll get it today. You can get it next week or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe it's
Well,
not
that's
even
like a
just a
friends
relationship thing. It's just like a.
Well, that's how it sort of started. We're talking about like friends and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's like, it's like, I'll get this. I'm like, yeah, you sure? You're like, yeah. Yeah, you're just like feeling generous in the moment, I guess, or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess there's different people have different statuses sometimes, I guess. Like if like the guy had a really like if he was like a lawyer and then the girl was just like working part-time or something like that. But I feel like you just like contribute where you can or something, like if they were paying for something together.
Well, and it's different as well from when you're courting to someone to like when you're actually dating, because when you're in
Courting.
because
That's so
I'm
funny.
an old
I use that. No. I'm glad you said that because I used that word the other day, and I actually really like it because I don't know what else. What else would you call that act of
like pre-dating.
like? Well, you said wooing, and yeah, because I was talking to.
I did.
You did say wooing.
Hand on my heart, I did say wooing.
I was talking to a friend about this. She was like, she's like, I'm sorry, courting, and I was like, yeah, and she's like, well, I guess it's not. She said it's not as bad as wooing, and I was like, yeah, because it's like I don't know, like. It's like hitting on, I guess, trying to sleep with. I don't know what I mean. I don't know.
I feel like courting is just like
It's like a dance, like a social dance of like
I'm
and we're
courting.
dancing around the subject of like, do
Yeah,
you like me or not?
yeah. But I can't remember what I was gonna say. But I like that word too.
But I'm actually like racking my brain. Like what?
It's like we're seeing each other.
No, but I feel like courting is like
The bit before
it's
that.
like pre-dating.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to.
There's
get them
definitely
to,
a
like,
point where the word changes, and I think it's the point where you've like seen each other naked. I don't know if that's when it becomes seeing. I'm just saying that like there are different words for like because everyone's like, are you seeing them, or are you dating them, or are you courting them, or are you like just hooking up,
Are
or
you
like
still trying to woo them?
woo them? Yeah.
Why are you doing so much emphasis on the W? Who?
He's doing the cool whip thing.
Yeah. Well, even it's funny because someone it's like, oh, are they dating? I was like, well, I don't think they're dating. I mean, they go on dates, but I wouldn't say they were dating. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it gets really weird. Like dating is like their girlfriend and boyfriend. Yeah, they're dating.
We
But
had
it's
this
like-
conversation
But
the
it's
other
like
day.
it's like, oh, did they go on heaps of dates? It's like, no, I don't think they go on dates, but they're dating. Like it's like different, but the same somehow. Yeah.
You've swayed me now. You just say, oh, they're courting.
I'm bringing it back. Yeah, I don't.
Bring it back, Jack. 2019. Bring
What?
it back.
I'm like genuinely racking my brain. Like, what was the word like in high school if you were like hitting on a girl? I guess hitting on or like trying to get with or something. Like,
I think in high school you just had a crush until you were dating.
yeah.
I don't know if there was like a verb for it. I don't know.
I guess, but courting, it's not as like direct. I guess it's like a bit more ambiguous. It's like, oh, I'm trying to see if they like me and if I like them and where this can go. I don't know how we got into this.
I don't know. I always like these conversations though. We can unravel the mysteries of life and love in under 40 minutes.
Oh my god, we've been talking for an hour.
Yeah, I believe that. Are we going to do Game of Thrones?
I guess we should. Maybe that can be the separate one then, like a just external Game of Thrones thing.
Well, I don't know if you're going to cut this, but maybe we should do it like Tuesday night or something. Because tomorrow's the big episode. No one's going to watch it.
That's why I want to get our predictions out.
Oh, we're doing predictions.
Well, some predictions, I think.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right, well, let's just do it then. Like
Okay.
in 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll do another one.
All right. So you want to pause this one and do the Game of Thrones one?
No, just do it now.
Okay. You don't
And
want to
then-
take a little break?
No, let's
All right,
let's
let's
do
just
it.
dive
And
into
then
it?
we'll do another one later in the week or next next weekend maybe.
All right. Well, yeah, the next one I definitely I would want to talk about Endgame, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
One last note that I had, which is it's so funny because we talked about in the last podcast, I talked about the Assassin's Creed games, and I talked about Assassin's Creed Unity, the French one, where they don't speak
didn't
French.
dub it. Yeah.
And I don't think Notre Dame was burning at that time, but like all that stuff's gone down now. Like it's burnt down and all that, and all the crazy stuff that's going on there. And it's just weird because Assassin's Creed Unity is now in the news because they rebuilt France. Like for the game,
Oh, I heard about
they
that.
built. I want to say it was 1-to-1 scale. They built Notre Dame. It took the animators a year to build Notre Dame through photos and through blueprints and all this stuff and photographs and things. And so now
that's so cool.
they're using the game as like a basis to try and rebuild Notre Dame.
I love that.
They're looking at the game because it's so detailed and lifelike. But the video I watched was weird. There's like parts of Notre Dame that's copyrighted and other parts that's not or something weird. So it's like it's not like the scale maybe is 1-to-1, but certain parts of it aren't. Like the rooftop looks a bit different and the signs on it and the windows and shit. Like, yeah. But no, it's just kind of crazy and fascinating.
People don't appreciate games as an art form, but it's like literal architecture is happening right here.
Inside, yeah, that's what
I think that's cool.
Well, that's what games.
That's a good point,
games
yeah.
like they're like they have art. They're the only artwork that has like artwork inside them as well.
Yeah.
Like in Grand Theft Auto, I remember number 5. Like you could walk down a street and there was like graffiti art on the walls.
Yeah.
And I'm like, someone had to make this. Someone had to graffiti art this wall, and it like looks real cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
That is cool.
games are crazy. There's always that picture, like of the iceberg, and it's like the top of the iceberg poking out of the water. The tip of the
Yeah.
iceberg is like that's the movie, and then the bottom, like the whole thing is like that's the book. It's like got all, or the bottom part was the book, like all this extra stuff. And then I think I saw one. It was like the whole thing, like the whole picture. It was like that's a game, and I was trying to rationalize it because like video games, it's like the depth is there if you want it to be. Like it's optional. Like you can just run through the story in a game, or you can get all the audio books and do all the side missions and explore the world and do all that stuff. Like it's as deep as you want it to be, kind of thing. Or you can just get the simplified like movie version of the game and just play through it. Or you can like invest heavily into the lore. Yeah. And
It's very cool, yeah.
Because there was a game called The Last of Us where like you play this character Ellie, and you can like look inside her backpack at one point. Like I didn't know you could do that until I think someone told me. And so you're like playing a game, and then you can like look in her backpack, and like she has like a diary and all this different stuff. So you just like learn more about the character, but it's optional. Like some people don't know about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I don't know how I got to this, but yeah, I just
like
thought
that.
the
That's
Notre
cool.
Dame stuff I thought was just fascinating. Anywho, let's move on to Game of Thrones.
Let's do it. Who's gonna die? Big fight scene coming up tomorrow.
All of them.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of them are gonna die.
A lot are gonna cop it. I think.
Yeah.
Tormund Giantsbane.
Yeah,
gonna
I think
die.
all the side people might die.
Brienne, very likely to die.
I'm loving
Yeah?
that these first 2 episodes though were like.
Oh, sorry. Spoilers, by the way. We're going to jump and talk about the first 2 episodes that are out.
Thank you, Jack.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I love how those ones are like. A lot of my friends said, "Oh, nothing's happened. Like nothing. It's like episode 1's reunions, then episode 2 is just
The
everyone."
calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly
Who's
it.
your
I
friend?
love
Wanna
that.
slap him. Yeah.
I slapped him.
Thank you.
Good.
No, but yeah, I love that because it's so
It's what
calm and there's nothing happening. No one's really died. There's no conflict yet. It's all just anticipation.
It's that beautiful breath you get to take and just enjoy the characters for like the last time. That's the problem with movies. You don't get that.
yeah, it's like why TV is good. What we talk about. Sometimes they abuse it, but this is like so good.
Yeah, but after 8 seasons of being like the
yeah.
top show in the world,
Well-
I mean, you can allow that.
But even the last season was so like fast forward, like just to
Yeah.
get everything into place. Like zoom, they were up in the wall,
was
and
like
zoom
every
back
half
to
episode,
back to
yeah,
Dragonstone,
yeah.
then zoom back to Winterfell, and it was just like it was just kind of. I don't know, it was maybe one of the weaker seasons, even though it was action packed and crazy, but it was just kind of nonsensical. But it's like, yeah, now they're all at the point that they wanted them to be, and I guess they couldn't drag it out for another 3 seasons. They wanted just to fast forward it, and now these first 2 episodes are fucking good.
Yeah.
And them all talking in this last one, it was like everyone's so connected, and I forgot.
Yeah.
Like I totally forgot Podrick was Tyrion's squire, and Podrick's one of my favorite characters. And
Podrick's
I love that
sexy
he's
as fuck
he's
now.
always been sexy, people.
No.
Wake up!
No.
I saw this on Twitter. Everyone's like, "Wow, Podrick never Longbottom. Podrick's hot now." I'm like, he's always been gorgeous. Podrick's the shit.
All right, Jack, tell us how you really feel.
But yeah, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, he was Tyrion's squire." And then even who's the guy with the flame sword? Beric Dondarrion.
Yeah.
Was-
Yeah, that's
there's-
right.
there's-
Yeah, the Lightning Knight.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He like talked with Arya, and he was like, "Oh, nice to meet you again." I was like, "Fuck that!" Oh my god.
Yeah, because and
She
then
was with the Hound, yeah.
the Hound's like, "Was he on your list?" And she's like, "Oh, he was for a bit." And I'm like, I can't even remember why. Like, it's so cool. Like, everything's
They
connected.
just all had these little moments. And even my other favorite character, Lyanna Mormont, who I love so much. Her stare, like in the Battle of the Bastards where she stares down Ramsay, that just like, it's like that would just, like, you would turn to dust. Like,
She is great.
and she had that line, she had that quick, just like, they didn't even need to put it in, but they did. They had that little interaction with Jorah Mormont.
Where he's
and
like,
she's
"You're
like-
the future of our house." And,
Yeah.
and she's like,
Thanks,
yeah,
cousin. And I was
thanks,
like, oh
cousin.
shit. Because I totally forgot, like, his dad was the older guy at the watch that gave Jon Snow his Valyrian
The
steel
old
sword.
dad.
Yeah. Fuck, it's a good show. And it's so connected, yeah.
I got really emotional when Brienne got knighted.
Oh, that was a cool scene. Yeah.
I mean, holy shit, that meant so much for her.
That was a beautiful scene.
Yeah.
So I read somewhere that now that her character arc is like complete, that's her death sentence.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't know if that's true or not, but I keep
I-
thinking she's gonna die now.
I agree with like both sides. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But at the same time, people are like, but she just got this beautiful scene. They're not going to kill her off. I'm like, that, yeah, right? And I'm like,
Would they
Ooh, I
have
don't
written
know.
that in just to rip it away from us? Probably.
yeah.
But the thing is, right, so now we've actually learned what the Night King wants, right? Like we've learned what his objective
I need to
is.
rewatch it because I can't remember all that stuff with the Children of the Forest and whatnot, and with Bran got touched by the Night King. And
Yeah,
stuff.
like Bran was like, oh,
branded.
he
branded.
Oh, yeah!
Oh my god.
I can't take Bran's here. Anyway, I'll get on to that
What?
later.
I love him. Are you kidding?
He just stares at them, and then he's just like, no, there's no time to waste. They're coming. and he just sits there like a spud.
Yeah, I love in the same episode. He's like, we don't have time for this. And then like later, he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm sitting around waiting for a friend. Like, no, I mean, I think the direction makes sense because he's what do they call him? The one-eyed raven.
yeah.
He can see
He's-
everything.
yeah.
He's gonna be spaced out. He's like not Bran anymore.
I feel like there's a scene in that last episode that no one's I've seen talking about, but I thought it was the best scene of maybe like the whole show, where Bran is like saying that the Night King is coming for him because he's
The memory.
the memory of the world,
Yeah.
basically. Like he can see all of history and whatever. And Sam, I think, might actually deliver the lines. But I thought that was terrific. Just that idea that like the world of men doesn't end until you stop caring. You know, like doesn't matter if you're all dead or not. Like once history is gone, you know,
So that's what I was saying. Like the Night King's objective is to like
kill Bran.
kill Bran, and then like men it's like to go into Tolkien territory, the Age of
Yeah,
Men.
exactly. Yeah,
Like-
that's what I was channeling too.
Yes, but it's crazy. I love the whole thing of using Bran as bait and
Yeah,
then putting them in the God's Wood. Oh my god.
I hope it works. I don't know, because then they straight away they said that Theon was going to be the one guarding him. And I was
Oh,
like, this is going to be an interesting redemption arc,
I
or
know.
it's going to go
I don't-
badly.
I don't care about Theon. I think-
What? How?
What? He was a little fucking bitch. I don't know. He burnt what he thought was Bran and Rickon, and he like betrayed them. And then I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah, I just think
I get that he's on the revival. I actually forgot he saved Sansa. Like when they hugged, I was like,
Yeah,
what?
that was quite emotional.
And then I was like, oh yeah, he did save her. And like that, I mean, the whole torturing stuff was so fucked. I get that he's on the redemption path, but I don't know. I just don't care. And I hated last season or season before, whatever scene, which was like, what are the names of the guys that make the show? Like Winnieoff and David Weiss, whatever it is.
yeah,
Benioff and
Benioff
Weiss.
and
Benioff and Weiss.
I think they're brilliant adaptators, but
Not good at
anything
writing
that they
their own.
make up by themselves is trash.
Well, all of this season is made up.
Well, okay, not all of it, but just like there's certain stuff I'm just like,
Yeah,
how did you? Like, it's so bad. And like that scene where the guy kicks Theon in his stump where his penis used to be.
Oh, yeah.
And he just like, oh, it doesn't hurt. Oh, like full like jokes on you. And then like he's got this like iron crotch that no man. It was the
That was a
dumbest
dumb
scene
scene.
I'd
I didn't
ever
like
seen
the
in
fight,
forgot about
but I
that.
like what it represented.
Yeah, I guess
what did it represent? Men are stronger when they don't think with their dicks.
he doesn't have to have a penis to be a man.
That's
No.
a much nicer message than the one I thought of.
No, just like he's taking charge, like he's becoming a leader again. He's gonna he's banding these men together to go save his sister.
yeah,
It just in that moment, it was like a cartoon. It was so stupid. Like if you had your penis cut
was
off and
kinda
you had
comedic.
if you had a stump and scarring there, I'm sorry, that would still fucking hurt if someone kicked you there. You'd be like, you know what I mean? You've still got nerve endings and stuff.
and it would be one
but
thing
he just
for
like stood up like I'm stronger now.
It made me stronger.
yeah, that was the weird thing about that scene. Like, it wasn't just that he could shrug it off; it was that it
What
like
doesn't kill me makes me
revitalized him.
stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that was a dumb scene. No, Theon, I'm fine with. He's just like not my favorite, and I couldn't care less really. I think he's gonna get it. If he's protecting Bran, he's gonna get it.
I think that's probably quite likely.
The two main players of the game at the moment, which for me are like John and Danny.
Well, yeah,
What?
I've been
What's gonna
saying.
happen?
I've been saying since episode 1, actually before this season even started.
Episode 1 of this season.
I've been saying, yeah. So somebody asked me before the season started. They were like, "Oh, so what do you think is going to happen?" And half jokingly, I said, "Daenerys is going to go crazy, and Jon Snow is going to kill her."
You son of a bitch! That's my prediction that I wanted to say.
I've been saying that for a couple of weeks now.
I've been saying that for like a year. I don't know how that long. Maybe you told me and I manifested it in some way. Because I was like, because it's like, oh, how do you think? Like what you always say, Kosta, on the previous ones is like, what is that final shot going to be?
Yeah.
Like, and it's so hard to predict. Like, I have no idea where it's
Yeah,
going.
I have
The
nothing.
fact that the huge battle for Winterfell is is the third episode, and then
Yeah.
there's 3 more to go.
Yes.
Like, I'm
Is
like,
there only
I'm
3
like,
more after that?
Yeah, I'm like, do
Oh,
they
wow.
beat the Night King or do they all fucking perish and then it's just his march on down to King's Lake? Who knows? Who knows? But I think the thing I think about with predicting stuff is, do you think it's going to be a happy ending or like a miserable, sad ending?
This season is leading to a happy ending. They keep like bringing people together and like tying off all these like character arcs, and it seems to be like good guys versus bad guys, which is kind of weird for Game of Thrones because there's always been like a question of loyalties.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope that in season 3, in this episode, in episode 3, I kind of want like someone to betray someone and like everything to go badly, and I don't know. I mean, I don't want it to tie up too neatly, so maybe a sad ending.
I'm kind of I think I would.
If the show's taught us anything,
I would love like a miserable ending, and this is
Dany will be queen
well,
of
this
dust.
this was like my prediction that I've said for a little while is like Dany's gonna get the throne, and she's gonna snap, and it's gonna be like, oh, she was one of the crazy Targaryens all along, and it's gonna end like the cycle begins again. Like she's gonna be burning people, or she's gonna be like, this is my throne, and just snaps and burns everyone, and it's just gonna end with like dun, 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 dun. like we learned nothing. Yeah.
Oh, what do you guys think of the
prequel series,
the new intro?
Oh, the new
Oh,
intro's
I
cool.
love the way
That's
the
great.
ice flip flaps.
Yeah.
Like, I've always loved the intros, how they just change it every now and again, like when Winterfell
Yeah.
was all burned. Yeah, I love that stuff.
But like the things in like the rings around the sun, like those images have changed for like more recent events.
Have they? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like one shows the
Oh.
red wedding, another one shows back in season 2 and there's that comet in the sky.
I heard about
Oh,
that.
right.
I heard about that because there was like someone pointed it out to me, because I don't think I would have ever seen that on my own. Like I only got to see it once it was like freeze framed. Yeah, no, I love the intro. Yeah,
I have never had a problem with the intro. I think it's always.
I think
been great.
everyone like you don't, and it's like one of the few shows you don't skip through it. Like,
Yeah.
everyone, it gets you in the mood. Like dun, 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 dun. Like,
Whenever I
yeah.
hear the HBO sound, I'm always like, I'm like, Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones.
It's like the new 20th Century Fox. Like
Yeah,
dun,
yeah.
dun, brrr, dun.
Except it's
Yeah.
even more powerful than that because
Yeah.
20th Century Fox was never associated with like one brand. But if I hear the HBO sound for anything,
I always thought
I
Star
think
Wars.
Game of Thrones.
I thought 21st Century I always associated with Star Wars.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like dun dun, and then it was like, and then once upon a time in a galaxy far,
That's
far away.
interesting. Yeah, I love Star Wars, but that was never.
Well,
I never linked the two. That
Well, they
strongly.
don't have it anymore because now they're Disney.
Yeah.
Well, now they've bought Fox, so now they could put it back in if they wanted. I guess. I feel like they looked at the top like 10 grossing movies and they were like, "Fuck," because it's like Avatar, and then it's like Avengers,
before Disney
Star.
buys
It's like
Avatar.
Avengers, Star Wars, Toy Story. Like it's like the top. It's like all Disney except for like Avatar, and they were just like, if you can't beat them, join them. Like whatever. Like it just like sucked. Anyway,
What's Ridley
sorry.
Scott's company is Scott Free Productions or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll have bought them within a year.
God. Sorry. Back on Game of Thrones. Yeah, I feel like I don't know. It's too hard to predict, but I'm excited.
Is Winterfell gonna stand or
I doubt it. Even if they win the fight, surely
it's
it
not
can't.
going to? No.
It couldn't be.
There's just so many dead people. There's just
Yeah.
so many.
It was so fun. I think I said this to you even on the first episode. Like it opens, like it's a cool opening because they mimic the very first episode of the series, where all the Lannisters are coming into Winterfell, but this time it's Daenerys and stuff. But it follows like a little kid, and I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? And I was like, are they introducing new characters this late in the game? But then it's just like a fun scene at the start, like because it's mimicking Arya did that in the first episode.
that's
She was
right,
like
that's
watching them
true.
all, and then Arya like looks
And
at
now
the kid.
Arya's old and she had a sex scene.
Oh my god, it's fine.
No, it's not fine.
I love all the. Oh my god, I love all the memes. It's like Sansa gets raped. Internet, they're like, we're fine, and then like Arya has a sex scene of consensual sex, and everyone's like, "Rah!"
Well, it is weird because she's always been the little kid of the series.
I think everyone looks at her as a little kid, but yeah, she's like 18 now. Or
I
the
think in
actress
real
is
life she's
18.
like 23. I'm pretty
I think
sure.
she's 18 in real life.
Sure?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure she's above it. She's 18 or above. It's fine. But
All the men were googling it. Like as soon as that scene came on, they were like, "Pause, just double check."
here's a really unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
I don't like Arya.
The character, or like just in
Yes, the
general.
character. I used to like her. Ever since she became Batman,
Batman?
I don't like her. And maybe I need to rewatch this. And this is so unpopular because everyone loves this character so much. And like, I love Macy Williams, and I used to love Arya, but I don't know. It just ever since that, like her becoming an assassin, it just never felt earned to me. Like it just happened so fast in my mind, and like
Yeah.
suddenly she was a badass. And everyone that defends her, it's like, I feel like when people defend stuff, it's like they're doing the hard work for the writers, and I hate that. You know what I mean? They're like, well, she did. It's like, you just got to think of it this way. And I'm like, no.
I think it's okay.
Well, I just think she's so overpowered now. Like, they're like, how do we take down Cersei? I'm like, just send Arya in on the back of a fucking cart. She can sneak in, disguise herself as anybody, kill Cersei, the Mountain, all of King's Landing, boom, done. Like, literally, she's like Captain Marvel of Game of Thrones. Like, what is stopping her from doing that, realistically? So, so I've wanted her to either die, which people don't want, or at least be cut down a peg.
I want her to be cut down.
I want her confidence to be like, she's like, oh, I'm not as top shit as I thought I was.
I was just going to say, I like that she's so like maybe she'll cool die and she's come a long way. But I would love someone like the Hound just to like knock her down with one punch. Like, I like that she's got skill, but she's still, like, you know, a small person.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of got what I wanted a little bit when she saw Jon again. I thought her acting was tremendous in that scene. I felt like she reverted back to a little kid. Because it was, like, the last time she saw Jon was when she was. And so seeing, like, her big brother, like, I don't know if that was intentional, if that's how everybody else thought, but that's what I thought. I was like, oh, wow. Like, she was just, like... Yeah, I felt like she was just like a little kid, but they both like come so far and stuff like that. And I love that Sansa hates everybody. Like, that's the other meme that's going around. She's like, he's evil. And they're like, Sansa, you say that about all our allies.
I know for a fact, it's not a fact, but
for a fact, that's a big call.
Jorah's gonna die defending Khaleesi.
Khaleesi.
And that's
is he?
He has to, right? I mean, knowing Jorah.
What if he kills Jon in the midst of battle? He's like, all for me.
I think
I love her more than you, Jon.
I do think he'll die because he's had his moment. He's passed on.
But he just got rid of the grayscale aids, whatever it was.
Wow,
whatever you call it. Was it grey bone? What is it called? Rockskin.
It's grayscale.
I got it right. Grayscale.
Bones? What did you say?
You had it dead right, and then you just added in AIDS.
Because he contracted it from those rock monsters.
Because that's how you get AIDS, I guess. I don't know how to respond to that.
It's called comedy shit. No. Yeah, Jorah might cop it.
I think he's probably a goner, yeah.
They can't kill little Lyanna.
Oh, I think it's quite likely they will.
Any more dragons gonna die?
See, this is interesting because the bad guys have a dragon too. I don't know.
I mean, at this point, they'll die from malnourishment. Because they're like, that's the other thing. I'm like, where are all these fucking people staying? Like, Winterfell isn't that big, is it?
Yeah.
They've got the Unsullied. They've got the Khal Drogo people. What are they called? The
Khalasar.
No, is that what they're called?
But it's not the name of the group, right?
What did you say?
Khalasar.
The guys with the curved blades. What Khal Drogo's people?
I can't remember what they're
The
called.
Dothraki?
Dothraki, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
There's the Unsullied. There's the Dothraki. There's like all the Winterfell peeps. There's all the other allies from the north. They just got more people, didn't they? Didn't someone else just join them? Anyway, they got to feed all those people, and then they're also like, shit, we don't have enough goats for the dragons. That's okay. That's the other thing that's sort of annoying me actually is she's like, she thinks she's top shit. All of them think they're top shit. Like, they all think they know best because they've all gone through so much. They all like, the only person I trust is me kind of thing. A little bit. Like, Sansa thinks she's top shit now. Daenerys is like almost infuriatingly so.
Always thought that though.
It's gotten worse over the season. That's why I think she's going to snap, because she's just like, don't you people
get
get it? I'm the queen.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, and it's like all the scenes with like her and Sansa, and I'm just like, I feel like that's going to be their downfall. It's like they're all just like not getting along really. Like they're all just getting stubborn and stuff. The only one that's like really like, we need to work together.
Yeah.
Otherwise there won't be anything to work
Jon
for.
and Jaime.
Yeah. I can't get a read on Jaime. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, Jaime. I'm going to marry him.
He's pretty cool. I don't love him as much as everybody else, but I like him though. Yeah.
I always thought Dany was going to find out about Jon's origins, his secret, before Jon found out. I thought that would have been interesting if Dany knew this.
Because she wouldn't have told him.
Or like maybe it would prey on her mind and she would try and off him. But I do.
She probably will off him in this episode. That'd be interesting.
And he told her. He fucking told her, but they didn't have like a proper chance to talk about it. It's just
we don't have time for this. Yeah. How did the episode? Oh, it just ended with like the walkers being there at the gates. Yeah. And I love they got dragon glass on everything, like the stakes in the ground. Like,
yeah.
They're like just put dragon glass on everything. Everything. Put the horses on dragon glass.
I saw a meme where it's
you
like
better
Jamie's
put some
hand.
dragon glass on that or get out. Yeah. Jamie's what?
I saw a meme where it's like Jamie's hand is made out of dragon glass, so you can just smack them.
So it's Valerian steel and dragon glass can kill them.
Yeah.
Is Valerian steel got some link with dragon glass? I don't know.
Well, I mean, like Valerian steel came from Valyria, which is where the dragons and Targaryens came from.
Okay. I just wonder if we're going to find out about, like, is the Night King? I guess it's like, is he an antagonist or is he like the monster? You know what I mean? Like, we're going to find out what his sort of goal and purpose is? Like,
is he going to talk? He better not talk.
He hasn't talked?
He's never spoken. None of them have spoken.
hello!
It is I, the Night King.
Coldemort.
But you're not king.
Wait, I saw that. It was Coldemort or something.
Voldemort.
It's cold, yeah.
That's great.
But no, so many good moments, so many good characters. I was going to ask you guys, how did you first learn about Game of Thrones? Because I thought this was going to be more of a discussion on the series, but we're just sort of just jumping on the episodes, which I love. But
I think season 1 was almost over when someone said, Sean, you've got to watch this, you'll love it. And I watched episode 1, and I was like, yeah, this sort of fantasy stuff, it's a dime a dozen, there's a lot of characters.
Really?
There's like wolves and stuff. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Really?
And then I watched, I guess, the rest of the season. And it wasn't until, Ned Stark dies, which is the moment I've heard from a lot of people. That's the moment you're like, oh, shit. Because up until then, you're like, it's a good show, but you know what's going to happen, or you feel like you know. And then Ned Stark dies, and you're like, what? That was the top-billed actor? Like, the whole story was about him, basically. That was when I was sucked in. And that was when I think I read all the books before season 2 started.
Jesus.
Yeah, a friend like showed me a bit of the book first, and was like, "Oh, read this," and it was like a sex scene.
Okay.
With Tyrion and Shay, and I was like, "Oh, dude, all right, cool." He's like, "Yeah, bro, you should watch the show." So, oh, okay. I watched it.
Oh.
And I just smashed through the books as well because I just had to. I had to get more of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they had just finished season 2 or something like that, and all my friends were like, "You got to watch Game of Thrones. You got to watch Game of Thrones." I didn't even know it was a book. Maybe I figured it out or whatever, or they told me it was. And then they were like, the way I got pitched it to me, they were like, "It's like Lord of the Rings. You'll love it." And I was like, "Okay." And so I was like, "Hey, family, it's like Lord of the Rings. Let's all watch it." And this is back in like, my brother, I don't know. Anyway, he was like a bit younger. So it's like, yeah, me, mum, and dad, and like the first scene is like Tyrion's like with all the in the brothel and stuff like that, and there's so much like blood and violence, and I was like, Jack, what is this? But we all like were pretty sucked in, I guess, and we just like watched it, and my parents like love it. Yeah,
my mum loves it too, but she like covers her eyes through all the sex and violence. My mum's so cute.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I got annoyed with someone on the internet, I think, because they were like,
that's always a bad.
Well, they were like, I didn't start anything, but no, it was like a comment that I read, and they were like, yeah, they're like, oh, dude, it was like someone was like, should I watch Game of Thrones? They're like, yeah, they're like, the later seasons are so good, like it's a bit like the start kind of sucks and it's really slow, and I was like, what? Like I loved it from the fucking get go. Like for me, when they pushed Bran out the window, I was like, oh, and it just ends on him hitting. Like,
yeah, that's
I was
true.
Like, oh
that's
shit!
True.
I was like, I need to watch the next episode. And I'm pretty sure the next episode is the King's Road, where you like hate Joffrey. It's that scene where he's like, the king's like, now he's like, you can't lie to a king, and you're like, Sansa, tell him the fucking truth, and she's like, I don't remember, and you're like, fuck you, Sansa, and then like they kill the dogs, you're like, oh, so much injustice, and you just like, you need to watch to get like justice.
I think seasons 1 to 4 are amazing because it's all the politics, it's all the backstabbing, it's all the scheming, and then after that it gets like
the big world stuff.
Yeah, the big fantasy stuff.
I feel like maybe I'm telling like someone else's story or something like that. I can't remember if it happened to me or how this is in my head, but I feel like I didn't know it was a fantasy until the dragons, because it's so real, and it's all about the politics and the knights and the swords and the betrayals, and then the very end of season 1 is you're like, oh shit, there's dragons.
Yeah,
and stuff.
because you keep thinking they're like myths the whole way through.
Yeah,
But then there's also the dragon
because
skeletons.
even they give them the eggs and they're like, yeah, true. So maybe I'm sort of bullshitting that. I guess it's kind of hinted at, but you're like, oh, like it does kind of open up. Like I feel like if no one told you about the dragons, you'd probably think it was like real. Maybe I guess the opening shot is the White Walkers, though, right? That's the very first scene. Is those two guys in the woods getting attacked?
Yeah, true.
Does it actually show them though? I can't remember.
It shows
does,
like a
doesn't it?
silhouette and like the blue glowing eyes.
Maybe it's just
Yeah.
maybe it's not a white. Maybe it's a white as opposed to a White Walker. Yeah, it's like something weird though, because then that's Ned executes them for ditching the wall, or whatever it is. But yeah, another character I really love. Sorry, but yeah, it's weird when people say they didn't get hooked on it straight away because I was.
Well, I guess because I read quite a lot, and
Yeah.
like in terms of fiction, like there is thousands of books like Game of Thrones out there, you know, with like medieval castles and intrigue and stuff. Like Game of Thrones is special, but I think it's really only special because we've invested this much time into it.
It's crazy that the most popular show is a fantasy show. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I
like
feel
the
like
nerds
it has
won.
been for years.
No, but like even Lord of the Rings, like there's so many people that don't give a shit about Lord of the Rings. Like my mum couldn't care less about Lord of the Rings, but she really got into Game of Thrones, and I think it's because it's more focused on the people, the characters, and the politics and the sex, and it's like more human. Even though there's magic and dragons, but whereas like Lord of the Rings is like the elves and the rings and darkness and
Yeah.
It's just low and high fantasy, I guess.
that's what I think Sean says as well. But it's pretty high fantasy. I mean, there's dragons and
Yeah, which
Now
one
it
would you
is.
class as low fantasy?
Low?
Lord of the Rings? Or
No, Game of Thrones.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, I mean, because especially like
Oh, I guess 'cause
in the
there's no
first few
elves and
seasons,
stuff.
it was like in the background, like magic was there,
Yeah.
but no one knew about it.
it was kind of vague. There was only like little things like I have a flame sword, and there was like this smoke baby from Melisandre. Ooh, where's she at? Melisandre, the redhead woman.
She just fucked off.
Can't remember. She left, yeah.
Davos told her to leave and never
Yeah.
come back, otherwise they'd execute her, and she's left.
Leave now and never come back.
I'm so sad. One of my favorite characters, another side character. I like all the side characters, I think, more than like some of the main ones. Is Varys. Varys is one of
Yeah.
my favorite characters.
He's been
and
snubbed a bit this season.
he gets one like tiny line. It was like a joke line as well. I was like, what happened to you, Varys? Like he used to be pulling the strings and he used to know so much, but now he's just like along for the ride. Like he was like he does nothing to do. Like him and Littlefinger are like playing their mind games. I love that stuff so much.
That was like season 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah.
That was like huge. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is the real like war." For
Yeah,
the
now
throne.
it's like no, it's the young ones and like it's all sex and dragons and stuff and fighting now. Like I was like, damn it, I'm still cross that Littlefinger got killed. I thought he would have a play up his sleeve, or he'd just like somehow get out of there and like just like steal a horse and run away. Like I was like, he's smarter than this. He's smarter than this, and then they corner him, and then he like becomes like a big wimpy baby. He's like, Sansa, please. And I was like, fucking hell. Like it's just like, get out of the way, old man. Like it's like the show's not about them anymore.
the
It's
other
about
problem
the
with
younger
TV is
ones.
there's too many characters. There's so many who's gonna die tomorrow.
Grey Worm's gonna get it. His little talk with Missandei.
Oh, yeah.
Missandei, who's like one of the most gorgeous women on that show. I mean, there's a lot of
in the
gorgeous
planet.
women on the show.
She
I think
is.
Daenerys is still the hottest. Daenerys is like she's a queen.
I don't know. Jorah's pretty good.
Jorah's good. Yeah, he's hot too.
He's rugged.
Yeah,
Mormont.
Mm.
Okay. I know you guys are messing.
but I just
I
like
actually
Grey
thought-
Worm's like, oh, what do we do after this? And it's like, oh, sweetie, like I don't think you're gonna make it to episode 4. I'm sorry.
I think all the characters who were like talking about the future are definitely not making it through.
What about Tyrion?
Well, he's been asked to stay back, hasn't he? The Queen said you got to
Yeah.
hide in the catacombs or whatever. I
Ooh.
think he'll survive.
Have you
He'll
heard-
be there in the last episode.
Have you heard about the theories about how the dead are already here in the catacombs, and that the Night King might bring
Oh.
all the corpses back?
I think I did hear that, but
I don't know if that. I feel like that's not going to happen.
yeah, can they do that from a distance? I don't know how it works.
I don't know the extent of his power.
It
yet.
would
I mean,
be cool if all the
In
Yeah.
Hardhome, he like
brought all the.
he just
soldiers
raised
back
his
to the
arms,
dead.
and yeah, all like the dead wildlings stood
I need
up.
to
They were
watch
pretty
it again,
fresh, though.
God. Yeah,
They were.
I need to rewatch because they're like, "Oh, Ned will come back." I'm like, he doesn't have a head. Like, I don't think he will.
Be like nearly headless Nick.
nearly headless Ned.
Do you guys have like your sort of favorite characters, or like people that you really
It's always been
like, or like
often
side
Ned.
characters? Then,
Oh, side
Or
characters?
just to make it easier, I guess. Yeah. Ned was so great. Yeah.
It's always been Ned.
As in Ned Stark.
Yeah, it's always been Ned.
I feel very strongly for Bronn. I think he's so much fun to
That's
watch.
what I was going to ask. Where's he at then? Because he's been asked to kill Jaime and Tyrion, right?
I think so.
So he's like...
So on his way to Winterfell?
But I love Jaime as well, and I love Tyrion, and I love Brienne of Tarth. I love the Hound.
I feel like they keep building up Bronn to be like, he'll do anything for a prize. Like, you know...
Which
like,
is kind of a fun shtick, but...
It's like... Yeah, it's like, is his friendship stronger than his, like, personal monetary gain? I don't know, yeah. Like, will he give in to money? But I don't know. Yeah,
You'll find out.
Yeah, again, this next episode is the huge battle long episode. It's just, I don't know what's going to go down, and then for the next episodes, you know? It's fucked. 6 episodes, crazy.
It's only 6. I forgot. I thought it was like 8 or 9.
I would have loved Littlefinger to get the throne.
Everyone's crushing.
Like the last shot, everyone's dead. He's like, he's like been injured, and he's just like crawling towards the throne. And he just like his last shot is like his hand just touches the throne. He's like, yes. And it just cuts to black. Like he doesn't say yes.
Yes, no, he has to say yes.
Yes. He's like, I did it. Yeah. I've done it. Yeah. It's just like you just, and then that's it. And it just cuts. I guess people can't see me putting my hand on it. Littlefinger's hand goes towards the throne and just touches it, and then that's the end of the show.
Love it.
But now he's dead. It'd be interesting once the books come out and we see how it's different. Have you read the books, Kosta?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
I have.
Did you read that prequel one? The History of the Targaryens?
No, have you?
Not yet.
Is this the World of Ice and Fire, or
Something like that.
I haven't read the books because I didn't want to get the timelines muddled. I started with the show, I want to finish with the show, then I'll jump in the books.
That's fair enough.
Because I started reading the first book and I was like, it just wasn't compelling because I knew everything that was going to happen, you know what I mean?
I found
I
the first book
read them.
really hard to read because it's the most similar to the first season. But after that, because they start to
branch in different places.
Yeah, I found it really easy.
Yeah.
You can't get them mixed up because they're too different, but it's also kind of nice to be able to picture all the characters and stuff. I read books 2 to 5 in a matter of 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
I'm sure it's not as hard as
I reckon I would have.
Those are thick books.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure it's not as hard as I'm making it out in my head. I guess, I don't know, lazy as well. I don't know. I'm just like, I'll just keep it. Like, I meant to rewatch the show, but I didn't.
Yeah, I'd love to rewatch it. Maybe when the whole thing's done, I will.
Anywho, any closing thoughts?
I want to talk about this again, but next week.
We could do...
All I can think about is what's going to happen tomorrow.
I mean, if we're more organized, we could have done each episode, reacts, which we could maybe do. Otherwise, I would have loved to do, the pilot and then maybe mid-season and then the end. I guess we'll see how we go. I reckon we could do, 2 more, maybe, after the next episode and then at the end or something, depending on how busy we are.
I'd be game.
Fuck yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. If you're on the YouTubes, like and subscribe. If you're on iTunes, give us a 5 stars or however it works. Anyway, we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.